It was a piece of cake for me when we had 200 employees all in New York. I could walk by someone and know something was wrong and address it. Now I have people telling me that they don't feel the culture, and I'm like, you work remote every day by yourself. Like, what do you want me to send a band to your house? Like, I day trade attention and build businesses. Legacy is greater than currency. I'm a purebred entrepreneur for real, for real, for real. Like, documented. I'm thrilled to talk about like the intricacies of like project management and Slack if you want to go that narrow. Or we can go this heady, because all of it's interesting and I'm curious in all of it and I like it all. Thrilled to open it up if anyone feels overly compelled with anything.
How do you find balance, like between family and work?
By realizing it ebbs and flows. Like if I asked everyone to go around right now and explain to me in full detail for 5 minutes how you define work-life balance, we would have overlaps, but it's different. But I think the thing that works for me is understanding that there's moments in time. I don't think there is perfection in work-life balance. I think that as long as you have intent to do right by yourself and the people you love and do the best you can, and some days are better than others, but like, I'm not crippled by that. I just don't think anyone's allowed to define work-life balance except you and your family, and that's what you spend your time on, trying your best.
What do you think is the biggest challenge that we're facing as an agency, and how do you think we can overcome that challenge?
How many people here have worked at another agency? Raise your hand. So for those individuals, the 6 or 7, the biggest challenge is whatever they're bringing to the office that's subconscious of prior behaviors, because we do play different. The other biggest problem is the majority of everybody else didn't raise their hand, and they don't have the contextualization of like how different this is. Those are micro issues. I think the biggest challenge we face is how to not be a corporation. We're a big company now. And no matter how much I try, and even though it all stems from the top, I can't control how 2,000 people at VaynerX interact every second of every day. And so how do I create a macro framework that continues to champion the best behavior and start to suffocate out the worst behavior? The world is complicated and sells fear. We have this 4 walls that's trying to sell the reverse, but it's hard to fully trust it when every other variable outside of it is doing the reverse. And so that's a big challenge.
What do you think would be fundamental to keeping us from that corporate?
The only reason corporations are corporations is because they actually don't care. And I don't blame them. It's not like I have judgment. They want their public stock or they want to sell the company. Like, I don't really blame things because I'm empathetic to everything. For me, what corporate represents is indifference and cogs in a wheel and not giving a fuck. And I feel very confident that I can't lose that. Net, I'm really proud of who we are, but I'm not naive. I know as happy as the majority of the people here are, some are not happy. And I want to always make it better. But I don't think we will lose that, but it was a piece of cake for me when we had 200 employees all in New York. When we were 200 and all in New York and I was there every minute with them every minute, 5 days a week in the office, it was easy. I could walk by someone and know something was wrong and address it. Now I have people telling me that they don't feel the culture, and I'm like, you work remote every day by yourself. Like, what do you want me to send a band to your house? So these are the things I'm thinking about.
What's like the morning and night routine that you follow? I'm trying to model that.
I think that people get caught up too much in tactics. Like, I feel like everyone's focused on the sink instead of the well. Everything I do at night and in the morning is the same thing that I'm doing right this nanosecond, which is I keep things incredibly simple. I really feel like I'm incredibly fortunate by the circumstances of how I see the world. I'm really incapable of being upset about things that don't matter, and almost everything doesn't matter. Besides health, the only thing I could wish all of you is just the ability to be self-aware enough to put yourself in a position to not be upset about, like, I promise you every person in this room is upset about something that like really doesn't mean anything. Like, think about the shit you were upset about in high school. Like a pimple or like a grade, or like, think about how silly that is. Well, right now you're upset about shit that like in 20 years you're gonna be like, what the fuck was I doing? It's why I believe in our culture. It's why I hope most of you are having a good experience here. And when I say I hope most of you are having a good experience, I'm not naive that there's a million variables. I also can't control clients, so there's that whole reality, right? But, you know, I spend all my time trying to eliminate fear here. That's what this is right now. Please, like know how real my inbox for you is. If you're scared to email me, then you're not taking advantage of what's happening here. The thing that hurts me the most is when people leave this company and they didn't take advantage of what was happening here. I'm not delusional. I know not everyone is gonna work their entire career here, but I do want everyone to feel like the time they spent here, whether it's a year or 6 months or 6 years, was like really, really good and fundamentally good. We want to give that to you. So please take it, especially for the most cynical in here. No, I mean this. Like, this is a place that can maybe change your relationship with cynicism, may help you learn how to start to trust. Take advantage of what's happening here, please. Because I promise you, if you don't, you will think back to this in 5 years. Promise.